Hi everyone, I thought I'd pop on here to show you my January and almost the end of February makes. I've got 2 more things on the go that I'm sewing up at the moment, but I thought it's been a while since I've popped on and shown you a makes vlog. So here I am today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I am really close to 17,000, which is amazing. Never in my wildest dreams had I ever expected to have that kind of subscriber amount, which is just incredible for me, a little Aussie vlogger. It's been 3 years now on YouTube, and I'm just so grateful to all the viewers that I get every week. A lot of you love to comment, and I love to converse with you guys. I've made a lot of friends on here as well, so I really appreciate it. And also, if you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, that really does help other sewers just like you find the channel. So let's get cracking on today's vlog. I've got a few things that I haven't shown you yet, a couple of things that I have that I want to recap on as well, and what I'm wearing today. I think I've shown you this before. This I think I showed on my roundup of 2022 makes. So if you haven't watched that, that is everything I made in 2022, a lot of my favorite things. This is actually the Pattern Emporium Ocean Days oversized shirt. Oh, it's a mouthful. I love it. It's fantastic. I've got this in the pink, I think it's a strawberry daiquiri color linen. I don't think there's much left online, and maybe like a bit of a remnant left. Yeah, so this is a viscose linen blend, and I just love wearing it. And I've turned the cuffs up and just sewn them up as well. And I've got a green in a long sleeve, but it's a kind of pattern I think I need more. I actually went out the other day and I spoke to a lady, and she had just a beautiful simple shirt just like this with a long sleeve, and it was in a viscose print and just over a pair of jeans and some little casual like white Converse runners, and she just looks so chic and put together. And I just thought, well, that's just a shirt, blouse and pair of jeans. But I think it all has to do with sometimes the drape of the fabric and the print, and just a simple well-made pattern is just so fantastic to wear. So I really need to make more of this pattern. Now this has blown over twice already. Let's see if I can make it through the vlog without it toppling over, because I'm getting a bit sick of picking everything up off the floor, off the ground, because it's going to get all dirty. But let's recap what I've made so far since the start of January. And I think you guys will remember the swimsuits. This was such an iconic moment for me on the channel to have made swimwear, but not only have made it, but to model it on the channel. And Meg agrees that that was it was quite a brave move, because I actually was very concerned about putting myself out there. And I just thought, you know what, I think a lot of you resonated with me, the fact that we get to a certain age and we just throw caution to the wind and we just don't care anymore. And we don't mind about being, you know, people are going to judge us. They can judge us, we don't care. But I really love the fact that a lot of you agree with that, and that you do, a lot of you make your own swimwear, and you just telling me how fantastic you feel that you can do that. It's very liberating. So I made the 2 Megan Nielsen Cottesloe swimsuits. You guys will remember that. Love them, worn them both numerous times, and it is heating up again here. We're actually headed for a week in the high 30s. There's going to be a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4 days in a row above 30 degrees, so it's going to get quite warm. So I'll be definitely popping those back on, hopping in the pool. But I love them. Next time, I think I explained to you guys that I'm going to be adding in the foam padded cups inside the lining with the zigzag stitch. It's very easy hack to do on any swimsuit pattern. Very simple. I do have that pattern still in the store. Fantastic, beginner friendly, simple pattern. And if you want to get your teeth into a great swimsuit pattern that's not too difficult and that fits really well, I definitely recommend the Cottesloe by Megan Nielsen. A few of you have said that you found the bust area quite firm. I didn't have too much of a problem with that, but I would definitely think about checking the measurements, the finish measurements, and if you are sort of upper than a D cup, maybe think about sizing up around the bust area for that one. And it also sometimes depends on the stretch that you have in the fabric as well. Always use a 4-way stretch for swimwear fabrics. Now I've got to say, my most worn makes so far this year, I think I reach for it 1 to 2 times a week. It is such a brilliant pattern, but the fabric is what really gets me. Every time I wear it out, I get comments on the fabric, and it's a Dashwood Studio fabric, beautiful viscose. I don't have that one in store, but I do have quite a lot of other new Dashwood Studios viscoses. They are being snapped up rather quickly, so a lot of them are the end of the run on those. And I know that the Rachel Parker designs are so popular, I make sure I get them shipped over for you guys because there aren't a lot on offer here in Australia if you love the Dashwood Studios. I love how they commission an artist to design their fabrics, and I just love the Rachel Parker designs, and she's such a lovely person. She has commented before on my pics over on Instagram. And this one especially is just such a favourite. I think it's the blue and green together. I absolutely love it. And I don't have a lot with cobalt blue and green together, but when I wear it I feel fantastic, and I think the little pop of the buttons really shows up really nicely as well against it. This pattern is the Style Arc Patterns Montana Midi with the hack. So if you have the Montana Midi in the regular dress, which has been out for a few years now, you'll notice there's an extension or expansion pack on Style Arc that you can do a few modifications. I love that kind of button. You can make it faux button, but I've done real buttonholes. Love the little cap sleeve. I love it because it's not too gathered around the waist. It just sits really nicely. You can throw on a pair of trainers or nice heels as well. A little denim jacket, and it just is a really wonderful dress. I didn't put the pockets in, but you might like to. But I really would like to try another version of the Montana expansion pack. There's quite a few varieties there to choose from, so a great pattern. And also I'm going to be stocking Style Arc patterns in the very near future too, that I know a lot of you love paper patterns, and that has really shown through in the way that you guys have been purchasing through the store. When I'm getting new paper patterns in, you really seem to be enjoying those. So I have just stocked the Tazuti patterns, and now I'm going to be stocking at Style Arc. And it really does feel kind of special when you have a paper pattern already printed up, ready to go. And in the past, I've always made so many PDFs up and had A0 printing done, and it can be quite costly getting A0 printing done as well. I'm thinking the multi-size patterns will be the way to go, because if you're like me and you love grading, do a lot of grading in and out of sizes, those multi-size patterns are so valuable for doing that. The single size patterns in the past I've purchased, but I find sometimes I need to do a bit of grading between 14s and 16s, and especially things like the Montana, there's not a lot of room around the bust, so you might want to do a bit of grading with that one. But it's a fantastic dress. So yeah, I love wearing the Montana Midi. It's been my most worn make so far this year. Now there's a couple of things on this rack that you might not have seen before, and that is because they are part of the secret bespoke box makes that I do make. So when you purchase a secret box, bespoke box each month, there's a theme, and you get a little QR code with a secret video. So if you purchase that box, you'll get to see that video, see what I've made with the fabric, and usually you'll get a discount code for the pattern itself. So in December, in the New Year's Eve soiree box, we had this beautiful cotton lawn, beautiful gilded peacock feather fabric. It's a really pretty lawn fabric, and it is just such a stunning print. And I think everyone loved that box. It had a really lovely feel to it, very celebratory kind of feel. But I wanted to make something simple, and because it's really warm here in summertime, I wanted a strappy dress, but something I can also wear a bra with. And this is the Soho 7 Savi dress. It's a fantastic pattern. I've made a couple of these. I'm going to show you the next one in a minute. Love it. It is in the regular A-line, or the shorter version. I pop the pockets in. The pockets are lovely and they sit nice and flat. It's got the deep V at the front and back, and the nice dart shaping, and it's also got the facing in there, so everything stays really nicely together. But a great little summer dress. You can actually add the elastic casing around the middle if you want to put a nice waistline in there and you want a bit of shaping, you can do that. But I left mine nice and loose and floaty in that A-line shape, and you can quite easily put a belt or a tie on there as well. So that is the beautiful peacock feather fabric, and the Soho 7 Savi is a really nice simple pattern. If you want to showcase a print without breaking it up, it's a great one for that. The other one I made that you may remember was in this beautiful fabric Godmother Joni print in pink. Oh my goodness, this is just divine. I wore this to see Icehouse. We went to see one of my favourite bands from my youth, my teenage years, was Icehouse. I absolutely loved them at the time. I think my favourite 2 albums that year were Kick by NXS and Man of Colours by Icehouse. So when I knew they were coming out in concert, I just thought this is probably my only chance to see them, because I know a lot of 80s bands are resuming touring after COVID lockdowns. I think it makes everyone realise how much we miss seeing a live band or live music. So I ended up taking Charlotte and Eliza with me to see Icehouse, which was just incredible. It was such a great atmosphere. It was a really warm night. So we had a little picnic area there. We had a little esky with a cheese platter, and we just had just such a lovely night in the sunshine there watching Icehouse. So they were fantastic. So I wore this Joni dress because I thought it had a really lovely kind of picnicky vibe, with some little flat sandals. It's got the ruffle, this version on the bottom. It's the longer line version with the ruffle. But again, I decided to opt out of adding the elastic waist, and I just made up a tie. And yeah, absolutely loved it. The only thing I do find a problem for me, and that's particularly because of my sort of sloping shoulders, is that straps fall on and off. And I know a lot of people said get yourself some bra keepers, they're fantastic, but I hadn't had any. So I just used some clear elastic and kind of tied the bra strap to the strap, if you know what I mean. And it worked quite well. And it wasn't the best look. Of course, you couldn't see it under the hair, but I really think I need to invest in some bra keeper straps to stop them falling off the shoulder. I love the Joni fabric godmother prints are just divine. I got to say, I'm such a huge fabric godmother fan. I just love their prints. They're absolutely beautiful, very glamorous, very feminine in the pink. There is a little bit of that in this store still left, and a bit of the green, but not much. It's on its way out. So if you like that print, I suggest heading over and jumping on and grabbing some of that, because it is going quite fast. It's been a very popular print over in the UK for their summer last year as well, from what I've seen on Instagram. But I absolutely love the dress. The Soho 7 Sari is a fantastic pattern. Really, it also looks really pretty with that elastic waist. It's just personal choice and preference and what you find comfortable. But yeah, love it in the Joni in the pink. Now, sorry, there is a bit of background noise. Of course, as soon as I start filming, people get their lawnmowers out and they're all cutting their grass because it's such a beautiful day. So I can't say I blame them. But yeah, hopefully that's not too annoying for you guys. But I'm going to move on. The skirt I showed you last week was that beautiful Genoa bias cut skirt by Stylark. Oh, I love that pattern. I have worn the skirt several times with a little tank top. Gee, it's such an easy make. You can whip it up within under an hour. It's by the time you cut it out and have it on the machine. It's just basically 2 pieces, front and back, and your elastic and your hem. That's it. It's just such a simple, easy make. So I'll put some pics up for that to refresh you. That was in that Miss Moresby rooftop garden, which has all sold out now. That was such a popular fabric, and at the moment I can't get any more of this fabric in, so I know a lot of you are very disappointed about that, but sorry, there is no more of that left. But I was very lucky to snap some of it up before it all got sold out. But I decided to make another one in the Fabric Godmother Richmond cotton lawn, and it's just equally as beautiful in a cotton lawn. It sits really nicely because of that bias cut fit. And of course, if any of you have made bias cut things before, when you cut the pattern out, it is on the angle, and you follow your lines where it's usually on the pattern piece. It'll have the direction that the pattern piece needs to go. So you need to really be careful and follow that, because you need to cut it on that angle, on the bias, to get that nice movement. And the way that fabric sits is just beautiful in both of those. So love it in that Richmond cotton lawn. I'll put some pics up so you can see. I made the size 16, and don't forget too that you need to flip the pattern piece over and cut it all as one piece. So your front piece, your back piece, that's it. That's such a simple, easy pattern. But it's one of those patterns that I think I can see myself making numerous times in plain colours for heading into autumn, winter. I think a black or a navy would be perfect. I can just see so much in it. I think it'll be a really good basic staple, but I can also see it being a great way to use a nice print if you go for future for me. Now, I made a dress last year for my 50th, and I've got to say, I hadn't worn it at all. It was one of those dresses that I made it up and everything looked fine, it looked beautiful. I don't know if it was the right choice of fabric for the pattern itself. There was just something throwing me off, and I hadn't worn it. I just thought it was such a waste of beautiful fabric because I really love the print. So I decided to hack it apart, pull it apart, and make myself a low-key cami in this beautiful cheetah lilac print. And I think it looks much better and more floaty. It really does suit a floaty design or a more of a caftan look, this fabric. It looks so beautiful. And I know Emma from Southern Cross Stitches made the Charlie caftan from Closet Core Patterns. It looks so beautiful. She just made the most perfect pattern choice for that. But the low key cami from Pattern Emporium, it looks wonderful in that. And of course you can widen the straps. If you find them too narrow and they're not covering your bra, you can quite easily widen them as long as you widen where they join to the bodice. I actually had to use 2 pieces for the back and just increase that seam allowance, but it actually worked out really, really well. But that is a really nice little wearable summer top. So sometimes you think you're going to be able to do more with a pattern, with a dress if you pull it apart, and once you start positioning pattern pieces, it can be quite tricky to repurpose. But cami is always a great way to repurpose a dress or a skirt because they don't use a lot of fabric, and you can always use different fabric for the facing if you don't have enough. But I had just enough fabric, and I even popped one of my Kylie in the machine labels in there as well, and it's just such a lovely floaty easy wear top. But that color is just divine. I love it, and at least that way I'll be wearing it more often. Now the Tammy handmade Rhea dress, that was such a standout for you guys. I think a lot of you love seeing me in a plain bold, and I used a cotton double gauze that I had my stash for about 2 years, a lovely kind of wine color. I love this pattern. Actually a really nice simple pattern with a lovely V at the front. It's got the nice scooped out back as well. Again, you probably need to wear a strapless bra for that one because they're very skinny little straps, but love it in the cotton double gauze, and it's just so nice and cool and floaty. I love the fact that the skirt's not too gathery. You've got that nice long line with a ruffle around the bottom. So if you're liking the tiered look without the gathers, without the bulk, that's a great pattern to use. So that's the Tammy handmade Rhea dress in that beautiful burgundy double gauze. So I've got an olive colour double gauze and a cream that I've had sitting in my stash for a few years now. So I'm just deciding what to do with it, whether I make another one of these. But I really find that I love wearing a strappy top. I do have issues with things falling off the shoulders, and I don't know. I think I am maybe thinking about using those for more of a tank style round neck sleeveless dress. So maybe even Pattern Emporium Meet You There dress that has got no sleeves. That could be a way to go. But with that similar style long first tier and the ruffle on the bottom, I think that's what I might do with those other plain double gauzes. Now to finish off, January's bespoke box. I'm not sure if I showed you these before, but these are the makes. That's the fabric that was in the January Boho Goddess box. I made the Protea pattern from Megan Nielsen Patterns. I made the Protea top. It looks a bit creased up there, but I'll put some pics up so you can see. So that's the Protea pattern, and you can see there that it's a dress. Oh, it's actually 2 different style dresses, but you can actually make 5 different options. I'll show you the line drawings on the back. You can make the round neck top with a flutter sleeve, the square neck top with just the straight sleeves. View A is a lovely little swingy dress, and then you've got View C, which is the dress with the drawstring waist, and you can do it, you know, with either with the square neck top or the round neck. Now, Mum actually made a square neck. Mum actually went ahead and made the square neck version top as well. She really loved it too. We just found it fitted so perfectly. It was just the right length kind of crop style top without being too short or too long. So if you love that crop style boxy top to wear over a skirt like that with an elastic waist, the Protea is just the perfect pattern for that. So I've got the little Molly label, Take It Slow there. Love her labels. But that's the peach Bellini colour linen viscose, and that is the fabric from the bespoke box. So I made the ruffled skirt, the elastic waist, nice thick elastic band. I love that non-roll elastic. It's really comfortable, doesn't alter, doesn't move. And I put a nice little lace hem just to give it that kind of boho feel as well. So it's a really cute little ensemble set. I want to make more of those tops. It's such a fantastic fit. It has got darts at just the right spot as well there. But I would like to make it in a ruffled, the flutter sleeve, maybe in a nice viscose as well. I think it would look beautiful. And even lengthened into the dress, the View B dress would be really stunning as well. Just something nice and simple and swingy and nice and easy to wear. You could even put the flutter sleeve on. You can do a lot of mixing and matching with that pattern. Definitely a fantastic pattern, as all of Megan Nelson's patterns. I find her instructions fantastic. And the fit in that was a 14 I made, and it fit perfectly. So they are my makes from January and most of Feb. I've got still 2 things on the go that I haven't shown you guys yet. And I've got a pair of pants that I'm actually thinking about showcasing an episode about my favourite kind of summer weight elastic waist pants. I've got quite a few favourite patterns that I love to wear. And this time of year, of course, it is nice to have lightweight pants, and they're just so easy and comfortable to wear. If I get time, I'm going to try and make another pair of bathers before the end of summer. I really am leaning towards making a rashi set. I think that it's just so good when it's a really warm day and you want to protect the skin. A rashi is a really good way to do it. Protect the shoulders. So that is one thing I could be going to make very shortly. I've got so much that I want to make. It's just a matter of finding the time, and hopefully we get more hot weather so I can get back in that pool. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you all very shortly. Bye for now.